It's interesting because sometimes you worry that the player waiting in losers finals or waiting in grand finals will get cold. You know, they're not practicing against top level competition. But I mean, what better than Envy to practice against Flyers? They are coming into this series ready to play, but so is PK. They have momentum from their series against falling esports and they're going to need that momentum going up against a very well practiced Flyers. Can't wait to see this one happen. Of course, Garrett, we will be kicking it off with a CTF on Truth. Let's find out the plays they'll make.
Last time we saw this Flyers roster on Truth, it was a bit of a bloodbath versus that Force roster where they absolutely set up perfect macro plays to win that flag 3-0. This time they're going to give up the camouflage and they can't quite find the kill. Commonly chokes on that player. The camo is going to manage to stay alive for a bit longer. I believe the trade out did happen, but PK has the first flag out and away already. Super CC running his own on the other side of the map.
That happened quick. We had an overextend immediately, but Envor, by the way, with a hot double on the feed there, that 5 puts that player down, and that flag in position to potentially get returned. Super CC in the meantime, though, he does have the Blues team's flag, just waiting for a chance to get into red base. It looks like Nugget did come back from respawn, got to pick up the flag once again, but a backsmack out of Ryan Noob. This time, Ryan Noob sneaks into blue base, gets the crucial return and a flag on the board already with that play from Flyers.
The sneaky nerd coming out once again. Ryan Noob, so well known for his unorthodox routes, his ability to get behind teams and to create plays, and he does that for Flyers right there. He is responsible for that flag cap, and he's still putting in the work. Oh no, the name comes out, and that's going to cut it down. That should be an easy enough flag for Drift to put in. So a quick answer back for the side of Pittsburgh Knights, but they got to be aware of their flanks. You can't let players like Ryan Noob just quickly get behind you and make plays.
Excellent work at a PK, though, to just, turn the tides, not be knocked back by a situation like that. You can see that Envor has broken in through the base, though. He does have a pull once again. Drift going to try to get some of this action here, but whiffing the melee, getting taken down immediately by CC. Flag drops out front base. Nugget trying to get the defense. 2 players still up in blue, and look at the double team coming out from Commonly and Envor to get that quick kill. Spawners up on Car's side. They need to overextend, but at this point, Flyers, they already might have a free angle for a second cap here. Is there anybody left to defend it? I don't think so. Flyers are coming in hot on game 1.
Yeah, but the same situation's happening. They're able to get the first flag cap, but it costs 3 of their lives, and that's going to allow Pittsburgh Knights to start running the counter cap. The camo comes up. Tapping's going to be able to put it on, but not get away. Camo is burned, but now PK has the flag over towards their P door, and it's going to be up to Drift and Atso to get it in, but commonly lasers from across the map. He needs to take down Tapping. Tapping puts the 5 in, and that's going to let the flag get around the corner and in, and we're 3 minutes into this game, and it's tied 2-all. What a high octane first game of flag.
Gary, you sure you just didn't hit the fast forward, the ×2 button? I know you watch your YouTube videos on ×2 speed. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. This game is going by way too quick. Down to 1 flag left to close it out here, and you got Adso with his teammate up on P2, but the nades coming in will delete likely both of them. That's a big double. And Envor with a chance once again. New spawners up on Car. They got to get the defense. They might have to think about overextending here, but so far defense is the play. And Envor, look at the turret out of this man as he holds it down from pink door. Player gonna flank in from front base. That's commonly to keep the damage up as these boys are dropping like flies. They will get the pull out. It's going out through window here. Can anybody stop this before Flyers gets control? Commonly somehow living back base, but that flag is already long gone. You have one overextender in front of Ryan Noob to slow the man down, but I don't think there's anyone there to stop that one from going in 3-2 to close our game 1 in quick fashion, Garrett. That was a quick one.
Yeah, a quick one that was down to the wire as well. And once again, it comes down to the ability of Flyers to manipulate the macro, to play well in order to get them flag caps. And look at that, Ryan Noob, he had 3 kills. I'll say 33.3% of them were the most impactful of the game.
Yep.
He was the one that was able to get the backsmack and to find that opportunity. But if we could go rewind that last flag cap, also shout out to the time right there, 3-4-3. Shout out, love you, Tashi, everything you do. But that last flag cap where they're all just scrounging in the base, they're playing as a turret, Envor's like just in the P door, laying down the hurt. And they come in, they make sure they block down the bottom of the base, they find the kills on the car street, they run the flag out through P side once again to force out the car bubble spawns, and it just becomes an easy flag run time and time again.
The delay at Envoy, this is it right here. It's so huge that he doesn't just fly for that flag and pick it up. Instead, he focuses on delaying that situation, keeping the players back, giving his teammates the opportunity to get in, do the damage, pull the flag, and commonly living here. This is a massive nuisance as well. Look at the attention that he's drawing to himself, and that's a timing loss for blue side. They can't get to that flag. And of course, we talked about Ryan Dube, the fact that the man only had 3 kills, but like you said, the most impactful, the sneaky play that he made to start it all out, and that's put us right into game 2 with a ton of momentum here. But of course, Slayer, totally different ball game. We got the snipe, we got the rockets to fight over, and it looks like the snipe already in the hands of Commonly, who's looking to make plays. He already is, Garrett.
I will say we've had a lot of 3-0, 3-1 series today. What we haven't had is anyone missing with the sniper rifle. It feels like it's been an absolute domination. We've seen Coliseum quite a few times now, and they just don't miss. Commonly finds another. He's looking for another on the snipe street. Not quite able to get that one to go through, but incredible snipe plays from Commonly to start, and also a little unorthodox from the side of Flyers. You're usually not seeing Commonly with the sniper rifle in hands, but he's able to get it, and he goes net positive, gets the snipe off the map as well. Can't ask for him to do much more, but this is tied up. And once again, I mean, we're a minute into the game. It's 9-8, 10-8. These are fast-paced games.
Beauty of a team like Flyers is I get the sense that if somebody's going off, give the man the snipe, right? Commonly was playing exceptionally well game 1. So by all means, put that snipe in his hand, see what he can do. And I mean, worst case, he does play it off the map. But despite the plays we saw from the opening here, PK, they are holding on to a slight lead. Just trying to look for info. You got one over on Rock's side, one player up in red base. Interesting split here from Flyers as they're looking for a chance to attack. Adso does catch one out bottom mid. They going to come in. Can he finish him off? He does. Commonly out of the picture. A couple trades up on the feed here as they lose their teammates, and they're stuck in low position as well. Adso needs to bait and switch with Drift here if they want a chance to get their kills. And honestly, that was exceptionally played. They won their fight, and they might be able to control snipe side off of this. Adso can turn one with Drift. Another player still up under red who will likely go down as well. So great way to weather the storm from PK.
Yeah, PK, especially Adso right there, just I don't think I saw him really miss a shot, and they're just keeping Flyers on their back foot. But once again, Ryan Dube finds himself behind the enemy teams with a rocket. Whether he can hit with that rocket might be a different question, but they are able to find that kill, and they're gonna get the snipe control. Now you can just sit up at this top catwalk. If anyone tries to get behind him, he has a rocket right for them, and he's jumping out, he's finding picks. This is perfectly executed on the side of Flyers. As we see the spawns come in from PK, it's going to be up to Ryan Dube with these rockets to find the picks and regain the snipe control.
He's got to be so careful here, clambering those ledges with rockets. They can take so long to shoot in these tricky situations, but being patient pays off. He does get the kill that he needs. Back up the snipe side. Onboard turns one as well. And as long as they hold down snipe here, they're in a great spot. Ryan Dube's going to want to get his hands on that snipe the moment it comes up, but needs to be in a defensive position first. He's actually flying into 3 here. Will put damage in. Going to go down to 1 shot, but I'm loving the moves out of Ryan Dube as he stays up and he's a nuisance. As long as he's a wall of defense, his teammates can get in and pick up the snipe, but he does manage to get a kill out of it as well. The snipe in the hands of CC. We saw him make plays earlier today. I'm expecting more of that.
Yeah, Super CC, a player I would definitely more expect to have the sniper rifle for this team rather than a player like Commonly. We'll see if he can put it to work. I mean, sometimes you just got to recognize defeat, throw it off. To me, that's a net positive for the side of Flyers. They're going to give up snipe control, but there is no power weapon to be found. Now they're probably going to go take both sides of the elbow, blue and red, and just try to work their way back into the base. But look at that. That's veteran plays from Commonly, just being aware, knowing when to shoot, when not to shoot, not really giving him an opportunity to get out of that gunfight, as they're going to find a couple kills and they're going to open up the red side of the map for the team. And look at this. I love this from Commonly. He's getting behind the opponents at blue. Now he's going to be the player that can pinch and cause massive amounts of damage.
Are they going to fall for this again? Because Commonly, this sneaky bugger. Look at this, just sitting on the elbow, so damn annoying. Going to get the hands on to Adso. Shots into top catwalk as well. He's got the info on that player. Teammates up with him on Rock's side. They will hold it down and possibly pick up the rockets in just a second. Commonly wants to make sure he's crossed the T's, dot the I's here. He does have the rocks. Just needs to get a rotation over to snipe side. Be easier to use him, but he can sink one into elbow first. Looks like that doesn't get himself the kill. Great work to get Envor to pick it up instead. Now focusing blue side. Interesting setup that you don't typically see out of Flyers here. Holding down Rockets, but making it work. Commonly can now rotate out through blue side. If he gets here in time, he can pinch these players on PK. And I love the nades in the cave. The awareness out of him as well. One directly beside. He will turn and attempt to burn, but Envor is here to pick it up instead.
Look at that. Commonly in the crew, Flyers, they had complete control of the rock side, and they instantly find the timing, they find the opportunity, and now they have complete control of snipe side. That's what I love about this team. They're so fluid. They recognize that they just need to control some part of the map, and they need to control it together. They're able to do it on either side, but now the individual fights heading towards Pittsburgh Knights as they're starting to get control of the map, gaining a lead, and finding Envor defenseless in the cave. It's going to be up to them to dictate the pacing towards the end game.
Battle of attrition here, and PK, somehow they continue to pull through. Atso does not know there's somebody directly below him, though, and he might need to turn in a second. Instead, he'll just dive across the map into blue base. He whiffs the jump, though. Very unfortunate timing. Look, he dies for it as well. This is looking like my gameplay, Garrett. When you dive, you do some fancy jump, and then you just barely whiff it, and everything goes wrong because of it. Commonly, he's got snipe side control. Just one kill off of tying this up, and you know that snipe is going to be the priority here, so needs to make sure he cuts off these stragglers. Nice little double onto the player on pyramid. And they can hold it down from snipe side and grass as well. Ryan New picks up one as well. This is massive for Flyers. They'll turn snipe for this. A back smack just to add insult to injury, but when they grab this snipe, they can change the entire game.
I love how consistent Commonly is. And now, unfortunately, he wasn't aware of the player that was behind him, and that's going to cost his life. But Ryan Noob has the sniper rifle, and he will have direct sight on that Rockets. Now, the question is, how does PK answer? And the answer is go 3 to snipe side. Ryan Noob sees them all. He's going to be able to find one. Oh, the sniper just off in the maze. Not able to find that one. Can he get the other? No. That sniper not going to be able to make the impact he wanted. But the stick comes through. Commonly, the golden arm. Tom Brady reincarnate is able to get the sniper back for his team and control the rock side once again. Commonly popping off at the end. He's leading his team to victory with the sniper rifle. Rockets still in play. What team will strike first?
All that envy practice really coming into play here because they commonly just popping off and closing out the game with a massive clutch. What a beautiful series of events out of him. Ryan Noob, it started with the snipe in his hands. He did what he could. He couldn't play it. It was picked up by a blue player, but commonly the saving grace. Somebody got to check the throwing arm on this man who gets the sticky to transfer hands with the snipe. And look at the scoreline out of him as well. 16-8. He is playing hot.
I love that. I absolutely love that from Commonly. They go to their worst game type, Slayer. It's not really their thing. He's able to use the sniper rifle, which is not normally his gun, and this is just the veteran experience from Commonly comes out. He's just so damn consistent. That stick, man.
The worry there too, though, right? Because Ryan Noob dying there, you're so worried because he did not play that snipe out. And you think, oh no, you know, PK have a chance to make a massive play, but Commonly saves the day. And shout out to Louis in the back with the lovely slow-mo, just to let the viewers know how clean that headshot was. If he hit that no-scope, I would have lost my cool. But it's okay. At this point, his job was done, right? He secured the snipe. They had the advantage. One trade will seal it out, but, you know, even better, they don't get the trade. Commonly cleans it up, closes out that game 2. And right now they are up in a big way. Flyers coming out and no signs of slowing down here, Garrett.
I mean, it's crazy how much that game changed because of one sticky grenade, one blueberry that manages to find the chest plate of a knight, and it changes everything. That sniper rifle is really what secured the victory because tapping buttons was on rock side where no one from the side of Flyers really had an angle on him. It was up to Commonly to hit the sniper shot that he gained because he stuck a player. He's able to find that kill, get them off rocks, shut down that utility, and then spawn trap them over at red base and finish off the game. It's that one individual play that Commonly, who's been playing this game for hundreds, thousands of hours, who's been in those repetitions, those cycles, who's been scrimming teams like Envy over and over and over again to find the recognition to be able to make that play happen and to execute beautifully. It honestly won his team the game right there.
Now, the worry for PK in this situation is all of the good, comfortable, like the comfy game types, maps and game types, they're kind of out of the picture. I mean, I know there's a Plaza Slayer in Game 5 if we get there, but coming up next, we got Empire Strongholds, which is kind of a scary one to have to come back in. It's such a momentum-based map. It's close quarters combat. At any point, things could barrel out of control with map control. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen 100 O's here. We've seen massive comebacks as well, but it's just a very rough position to be in as PK, having to fight through not the most ideal set of game types in losing Truth and Kali, which would be the cream of the crop.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one just because it's going to be a lot of up-close personal gunfights where it's going to come down to, you know, micro ability to win pivotal fights to then make macro plays, which, you know, that could work out in the favor of Pittsburgh Knights, you know, maybe if the host is more down south to where, you know, maybe they have that little bit of a lat AM connection. But that being said, it's just with how we've seen Flyers play the objectives today, you know, sub the winners final versus KCP. When they're playing against those teams that are just like one step down, it seems as if they had no sweat.
Yeah, that has been the pattern today for sure. Interestingly enough, Flyers has dominated everyone in this tournament except for KCP. That was the one. Their one bane, and the reverse happened. They got 3-0'd against KCP. So up before that series, we thought Flyers far and away would be taking the tournament today, but you know, KCP had something to say about it. So far, this series looking excellent up against PK. I still want to believe PK have some fire in them, but we need to see it early in Game 3 if that belief is not going to be squashed right quick.
Yeah, they're going to have to come out strong. Getting both power-ups would be the best way to do it. You know, easier said than done, but we're going to have a camo and an overshield that spawns on opposite sides of the map. We'll see which one they put more emphasis on. They're going to do a 2-2 split as Drift plays back for the overshield, as we see both Flyers do the same at Drift. No. You got to decide whether you're going to play back or play forward. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's going to cost them the overshield and a couple of lives. Although Tower Side did go to PK, they weren't able to get the camouflage out and alive.
It's a good point that was the worst case timing that we saw at Adrift there, right? I think he thought he was in the clear, but it's typically either you fly immediately or you wait just a little bit longer and ensure you've secured the kills or the coast is clear before you dive in for that OS. The result of it, of course, is Pitt's been captured, actually by PK. What am I saying? So PK capturing the hard cap, but can they hold this down? Can they turn this in to a double cap and grab a side base here? Tapping button is going to be the one to start that, as he does live up. Combo going to be such a nuisance if he can find a good opportunity with it, but you can see his teammates have taken red. The fight taking place outside as well. 3 members of PK should be able to hold this down. You got Nugget jumping in to grab 2. One more player up in the turbine, and Nugget, this is your triple, buddy. Come on, don't whiff it. Okay, he does die, but that could have been a little cleaner.
It could have been cleaner, and it could have allowed them to just absolutely put Flyers on a spawn cycle because they would have had 4 up with 3 down. And at that point, it's a simple collapse. But now Atso has his fight in the tower. And there we go. The reversal comes out. Nugget finds 2 with the grenades. And PK looking strong as they get a 4 down momentarily. And this is their opportunity to push for a trip cap. They're going to spawn up one more time. They're going to spawn outside. It's going to be up to Drift to find 2. Oh, my God. Nugget comes from the back. They're doing it. They are playing perfect, in my opinion. The question is, when does the pressure for a trip cap come?
I mean, so far, this is the energy I want to see out of PK. These are the vibes. The vibes I don't want to see is that player left in the corner of the screen, though, unfortunately. We'll see if that was a spectator or an actual player in match. It was a lag out. Better early in game rather than late, I always say. Clear advantage on the side of PK to start, but I wonder how the ruling will decide what that'll look like if we just go for, I guess it would be, 78 points or maybe 80 points, considering the moment of the dropout.
Differential, so they were at 22, so 78, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, but that player who dropped, there was maybe like 1 or 2 points that elapsed after his dropout, right? So do you go to 22 or do you say like, they have to get 80 points to close it?
I feel bad for PK, bro, because they were about to get a trip cap.
Give them the extra 2.
I would give them the extra 2, but they're gonna come down to they're gonna say 19 is what the admins are saying.
Okay,
so
right. On the low end.
Yeah, unfortunate for PK. They're going to need 81 in order to win this game. But, I mean, what a strong start. Other than, the little gaff that happened over at Overshield, it seemed as if they were playing well together and that they were able to execute on their plays.
Of course, anybody confused by what just happened, we did have someone disconnect from the lobby, unfortunately. Because PK was up in score, they will start the game with invisible 19-point lead. So they will have to get 81 points. My math is terrible here. 81 points to close out this game, whereas we need a full 100 out of Flyers.
Yeah. Do you think Flyers, I mean, like, what are you saying in the comms of your Flyers? Because that was about as worse of a start as you can have. It's just now you get your kind of reset, though.
They kind of won the power-up. So what exactly happened with that OS is what I'm curious about. Because Drift, I mean, we saw him just get burned immediately. OS up, that was picked up by Flyers. You thought they would have turned that into a pit side cap. But something must have gone horribly wrong in the turbine. I think it had to do with tapping buttons, picking up that combo and being such a nuisance early on. So maybe the conversation is, watch tapping in that combo, make sure he doesn't get it. Keep up the same game plan they had as far as the OS. I mean, their strats look good. The 2-2 split is generally what you see, though you could maybe have somebody fly center and try to, be in the middle, try to watch somebody like tapping. Either way, the fight continues as we get right. This is a replay. We just previously watched this, of course, Nugget getting, I'll call it a late triple.
Yeah, so one thing to note for today, Shy, this PK squad, they've been nasty at Strongholds. They're 5-0 on the day, haven't dropped a Strongholds yet, which means they haven't, and then they're also playing against, Flyers' best map, which is, I mean, Strongholds, their best game type. But it'll be an interesting dichotomy as to what happens towards the end of this, but 5-0 on Strongholds, just absolutely dominating throughout the entire tournament today, and we're seeing a little bit more of a glimpse of that in this matchup.
I mean, I don't know about you, Garrett, but I'm all for a series that goes the distance. So by all means, Pittsburgh Knights, surprise me, come out hot, win these power-ups, and Drift hopefully doesn't just dive for OS this time. I think he's learned better. No, he's going for it. It looks like the coast is clear. His teammates do have 2 slays, so OS in hand of Drift. He will dive into pit. I think that camo, don't see it in play just yet, but Drift taking the onslaught. He's got 2 players melting him immediately, and a dive bomb to take him out, which turns out to be a yet-to-be-captured pit, I guess.
I mean, that was like 3 players all just tag teaming on the shots. That was one of the fastest overshield I burned sub a noob combo that I had seen in a long time. Adso going to try to retake this pit. They're able to do so as they get the contest out of the pit and get the reset. And once again, it looks like the Pittsburgh Knights are coming out strong once again. And thankfully, last time was tapping buttons with the noob combo. This time it's Adso. They clearly favor this weapon, and it's been putting the good work for them.
There's definite priority on this. And my God, the moves out of Atso. Uchiha looking like he's a shinobi out of Naruto with those plays. Just diving out with the thrust. Last second, managing to survive and delay long enough for his teammates to get the slays. And look at this. You forced a blue side spawn here. They will want to push over to blue to try to get that trip cap. Rhino, we know he's a sneaky guy. We'll see what he can do to be a pest and weave his way through. Obviously, going to pit early is not the play, but with the 2 slays, might have a chance. Going to try to get the barrel here. Man, can't get it in time. And I like the attempt, but he needs to hit those shots if he wants to come out of that fight.
I'm just gonna say it. Ryan Noob has the case of the shaky thumbs right now. That is that was not the prettiest display on the barrel, but eventually gets the shots in. Unfortunately, not enough to find the kill. But once again, not a point on the board for Flyers as they're just struggling to gain any control of this map. As Envor is trying to prevent the trip cap from being a reality, as he needs to win this gunfight. He's able to trade out beautiful shots from Envor, but that's a troubling situation as they're gonna have to find these kills towards pit. They're able to get pit, but they lose the side base at the same time. Overshield and Camo are coming up, and Ryan Noob, he's trying to bait out this Overshield player. He's able to get 2 shots in while 1, but not able to get the kill. Onboard is there for the trade, and the Overshield is up, but who will grab?
Yeah, Rhino with the cojones right there. He's just like 1 bullet sitting on the bend. Sprinted a little bit too much there. Couldn't get the shields back in time. Drift now going to try to turn and burn, but good luck to him. He's out. Envor will take it. That OS was picked up. It's in the hands or the body of Atso, who's got the combo in the back pocket as well. So the man is the Terminator, and we'll see what kind of plays he can make here. He's got a delay for his teammates to join him. Combo in. Nice cleanup by Nugget. This should be a pit side cap. So PK, something that was looking out of control for them just a second ago. They very quickly turn the tides, and Atso is stopped, put his controller down completely, just waiting for an opportunity to step back into pit and stop them in their tracks. Look at this. He did his job perfectly.
What I'm noticing, Shy, is that Flyers are consistently going for pit before they have the numbers to try to draw PK out of position. Unfortunately for them, it's had the opposite effect, where it's just become PK getting easy slays to get the reset. It's happened, I believe, 3 times this match now. Ryan Noob getting behind another player, no surprise there, but not able to follow up with any meaningful play in the pit, as he will go down. And now Flyers have the numbers advantage. They're going to get in pit once again. The question is, can they finally get the cap out?
The timing of these pit rotations, though, a little bit questionable. Commonly looked to be relatively alone there in pit. PK all flew in like a wrecking ball, 3 of them. Take him out right quick, and the control back on the side of PK once again, now passing the 50-point mark here. Battle about to go down outside. We know the OS is popping in about 30 seconds or so, and Drift just trying to weave through the cracks here. This player is not looking. He'll thrust out forward to pit. Drift, don't chase him. You got 2 right behind you on Turbine. How's he manage the storm? He'll try to do the most damage that he can, but Flyers holding hands here, working together. They'll get a couple trades. And can they turn this into a pit side capture? The longer they take here, the new spawners coming up out of tower will likely get that camo. And then it's a fight for that OS in just a second as well. So that pit side cap to no avail for Flyers here. But can they turn anything? They're running at a time to make these decisions as well. It looks like the camo is no longer there, and the OS I do not see on the overlay.
Yeah, they only have 12 ticks left. If you guys remember, it's first at 81 to win for PK. There is a 2 cap. They have both the side bases. And this is what we like to see from Flyers. Finally, it feels as if they have some semblance of control. They're able to get both the side bases, which allows the bottom pit to be captured relatively easy. Onboard gets an easy pickings as well, as the player tries to fly down in that pit to stop. Unfortunately, his back will be found, but a trip cap in effect. And who won that play? Was that Onboard? No, it was Ryan Noob in the base, getting the reset at the last second. Now Drift's in trouble. This is not looking good for PK. If there's a comeback on the horizon, this is how you do it. A devastating trip cap hold in effect for Flyers.
Flyers with a flip in momentum, and this is the beauty of Empire Strongholds. Things can get out of hand right quick. Ryan Noob brawling with the DMR. 2-shot beatdown. I love the attempt. My man, he spins, tries to hit the stick, but he will drop as well. Blue player is going to dive into blue, try to get the quick capture to stop the bleeding here, but CC thinks otherwise. That's 3 dead on the feed, and look how quickly they're making this comeback. Soon it's going to be a tie game.
Oh my God, like what they are absolutely dominating. Red base will, I think this will eventually get flipped, but we see the kills coming in. It's going to get capped blue for just a second, I believe, because Hammy will come out on top. Commonly now trying to cap the base. They're spawning outside, but Commonly doing a beautiful job at milking. The combo doesn't connect, but he does get the 3 shots in, which is going to make that player 1 shot in the window. And there we go. PK trying to get back into that pit, and they win the gunfights. That's absolutely brilliant for the side of PK, just winning the gunnies to get themselves back into this game, and now only 11 ticks from taking this one away.
PK attempting to swing things back before they get out of hand here. Trip cap on their side, but only temporarily. The Brawl in the Pit going to be huge, and it looks like they've won it for now, but more players just going to dive in, take the aggro. Camo OS up as well, and Atso takes a second to grab the camo. He's going to get back to pit here, but he is being chased down. Stick comes in, and he does get the trade, but that's a good burn on the camo to keep it off the map. In the meantime, we can see the Flyers have taken the pit side. I believe that OS is up right behind Commonly. It doesn't want to go for it just yet. Baiting it instead, tapping it to try to get a piece in. Commonly diving straight to pit to do what he can to do the damage. That OS was picked up by Ryan Noob, so it's down to him to make a play to hold on to this control.
Or basically to the point where Flyers have to play perfect. The only 2 ticks allowed for the side of PK. Actually, only 1 tick. 2 ticks will put it over, as 81 is the threshold to meet to win. And Ryan Noob with this overshield is going to apply trip cap pressure. Actually, I love this from Ryan Noob. Leave that for your opponents. Leave that for your teammates. You have overshield. Be the forward player, as he's going to be watching the players come out of red. We finally see them hit that 80-point threshold in a second. But this is what I love from Flyers, as they're applying pressure, and they're going to look for a trip cap whenever they can.
Garrett, PK's perfect Strongholds ratings are being threatened here. They might be losing this at this rate. Flyers completely flip the game on its head. Commonly holding it down from tower side. They'll switch lanes. Going to try to pick up the stragglers. Ryan Noob's got a handle on it instead. Nugget has snuck his way into tower 1, but he's completely alone and scared. The shots coming into the barrel will take him out. 88 points and counting here. They're running out of time to get control back as Commonly just keeps them back in red, tapping down on spawn, and every single spawn hurts so bad at this point. 8 seconds is crucial time you're off the map. Garrett, at this point, I think it's out of the running. I don't know how they turn this around. We need to see perfect Halo at a PK. We need to see it quick.
Commonly just absolutely broke the ankles of that player in closet, and that's going to prevent him from getting to the pit in time. And look at this, Commonly, they're fishing a barrel. He lights them up. Ryan Noob gets the trade outs, and that's basically 100 to 98, folks. I mean, talk about a comeback from Flyers, and the difference maker was the trip cap holds. Flyers have no fear. When they see opportunities to go for trip caps, they will take it every single time. PK, they seem content with keeping 2, but it proves to not be enough.
And Empire Strongholds always keep me on a roller coaster of emotions, but what a match and what a series. Garrett, every single series we've had so far has been a hot 3-0, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it feels incredible. I mean, we've had really close games. We've had really close games, but not series. It seems as if the top 2 are the top 2 for a reason. They're just in a league of their own. But luckily enough,
by the way, sorry to interrupt you, Garrett. Louis, bring that back 1 second, because Garrett, you brought up an excellent point at this point in the match here. Ryan Noob has the OS. He's got the extra shields. He was in blue base with the attempt to cap, but he knows that this is a waste of his time, so he leaves blue, right? So just play it here. He's going to blue base. He's thinking he wants to help out, but he's got the OS. Instead, if he flies out, he gets the advanced timing on the new spawners. He's exactly where he needs to be. He knows his teammates have that capture on blue side. He does not need to wait there. So little things like that allow him to keep the pressure up with the team, keep these players back on spawn, and just limit their options.
Yeah, I mean, I think Flyers played this beautifully, and unfortunately for PK, their perfect Strongholds records goes away as well as their tournament life. Luckily enough for them, though, they are gonna get that top 3 placing, which will put them at the 7th seed come tomorrow. And now it's gonna come down to who's going to take that first seed. I mean, or technically the 4th seed today, because it's going to be up between Flyers. It's going to be up against Flyers and KCP for our grand finals.
And definitely worthy of praise, by the way, as well. I mean, Falling Esports getting as far as they did, going out in 4th place. We will see them tomorrow. And PK, the only team representing Latin America, playing exceptionally today. They will go out in 3rd place, but like we said, we will be seeing them tomorrow. They do have a shot to continue to surprise us. But 2 teams left in this tournament. It's all about whether or not Flyers have the energy, the wherewithal to push through, to take grand finals. Before we jump into grands, let's jump back into